So guys, I've been meaning to check out a few new things here in the manga community, and do you guys want to guess what that is?
What?
Insidious Swede's newest pickups video starring Black Clover.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh.
Well, I'm clueless.
Wait, hang on, guys. Do you guys hear that? I think I hear theme song.
So Finn and Jake set out to find a new home. It's gonna be tough for a kid and a dog on their own. Here's a little house, off and sticking his foot in. Well, that's a bad idea, dude, cause now that bird thinks you're a jerk, Finn. And now they're chilling on the side of a hill and thinking living in a cloud would be totally thrilling. Unless they find something inside, like a mean cloud man and his beautiful cloud bride.
Alright, and welcome back, everybody. Hope you all are excited for another kick-ass episode of Manga Alert. I'm once again your beautiful host, Old Shaman. Joining me again today, we have his Shrugpod, who has been on a long, indefinite hiatus.
That is very true. I agree with that.
Our beautiful editor and host, Gear Third Manga.
Who just came off a very long hiatus, but now I'm back. And
We all have been on our hiatuses.
I guess you could call it the indefinite hiatus podcast.
Hang on. We gotta censor some stuff, okay? We're not gonna be name dropping anything today.
I'm sorry.
This is gonna be a very serious episode because we have a lot of stuff to cover here in the community. Some of the more recent things that have been happening to all of us fellow manga tubers here is good old YouTube copyright claims.
Nice.
And the big topic, I guess, for tonight would be, of course, Insidious Swede, and how he will be losing his channel here in a matter of days, actually.
Well, I'll edit something in if the situation has changed, but like right now, it's basically he's at his deadline at the night we're recording this. So there's a good chance that when this gets uploaded, his channel will be gone.
Indeed.
Ugh.
So both me and Gear actually made videos on it. We're not gonna post our links in the description. I don't know, Gear might, but I probably won't.
Yeah, I probably will.
Both of us Gear actually made a pretty subsequent video in a matter of like 5 minutes, whereas me and like another guy on YouTube like talked like 20 minutes about the whole topic.
Yeah, I was just pretty pissed off when it first happened, so I just like hit record and just let it all out. And
went off, yeah.
That was a bad idea.
I mean, I wanted to try to be as humorous as possible, but it was hard because more of my rant video styles are more of like serious approach. So I was like, all right, well, let's go ham, you know, Viz boycott, let's go for it, you know. Anyways, I suppose we're gonna talk about that today. We're gonna try to see what exactly a good solution for what had happened really is. So, not to say I'm in favor of boycotting Viz. I still think that a lot of their manga and a lot of the titles that they bring over here to the States are great. And without the support of the people in the community, we wouldn't be able to even get some of those titles. So the boycott is definitely it's a double-edged sword. I feel that Viz should be doing a little bit more in terms of trying to defend the people in the community that are buying their products and that are supporting them by advertising, which, you know, essentially that's what they're doing, you know, free ad revenue on YouTube by doing all these you know, reviews and first impressions and sustain the industries. It's basically just, it's all free advertising and publicity for Viz. So
now, I think before we get into this, like, just in case some people are unfamiliar with what's been going on, basically Shueisha has been like the big company in Japan, Viz's parent company, who gives them all the licenses to release stuff in English. They've basically been going around and manually copyright claiming videos, similar to what Nintendo was doing a while back. They still sort of do, but the difference is that Shueisha has been issuing copyright strikes, and once you get a certain number of copyright strikes, your channel gets terminated.
I believe it's 3 copyright strikes on YouTube. It's 3 strikes and you're basically out. So,
and the problem with that, like, is that like where our community is so small, like it's really hard for us to get in contact with anyone who can actually help us, like people at YouTube and Viz. Even though Viz is pretty good with replying, but they haven't been very helpful.
In both yours and my video, basically the way YouTube responded to Insidious was like the biggest like bot like trigger message I've ever seen. Like basically just like, sorry, like get a lawyer. That's basically what they left him with the option of doing, essentially.
Which is so shit. Because like everything about Insidious's content, like, there shouldn't have been a problem at all.
No,
Like,
and yet with people on YouTube that literally upload like Dragon Ball Super Chapter 93 and like add maybe like a music track in the background, which also is copyrighted material, you know, it's like those channels still exist, and yet Viz is targeting, or Shueisha is targeting all these other channels that are basically generating free publicity. And I think that's really probably the most frustrating thing about this aspect.
I know, like they really have nothing to gain by doing this. They only have something to lose. Because if you look at Swede's channel, like, so many people buy new manga because of Insidious Swede's videos, right? Like,
in talking about new manga, there's a bunch of new stuff that I guess that Viz has dropped recently. I've been really interested in checking out Dr. Stone. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, or if Shrug, have you checked out any of the new Viz stuff that has been dropping?
I haven't recently. I'm mostly just sticking to like the older series, but I haven't really seen a lot of what they've released.
I'm kind of interested in Dr. Stone, sort of. I don't know all that much about it, but it seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
I have been getting Promised Neverland, which I've been getting back into, and it's a lot better than I remember somehow. So
that's good, and it'll be ending soon, maybe.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me, but again, I'm glad it's not being forced out, dragged out. We're kind of going all over the place here.
Yeah.
It's also worth mentioning that Insidious Swede did start a new channel, which you can go subscribe to, if you weren't aware.
We will leave a link to that in the description so you guys can go and support, because he basically lost 15,000 subscribers overnight.
Yeah,
and I mean,
here's the thing, like, the Shueisha can't make us disappear, but it just sucks. Like Insidious has had this channel for like 5 years now or something. 15,000 subscribers, like a couple hundred videos probably.
Yeah.
Like, and they're just all gone now. Like, it's a really shitty situation.
I mean, that's a lot of hard work, and that's just like all gone.
Yeah.
Just because of one fluke.
Like, I can't imagine. Like if I lost my channel, I'm like, it'd be like, what the fuck. And the thing is, the worst thing, like, you don't know if it could happen to you or not.
No.
Because they're manually claiming it. There doesn't seem to be any like pattern aside from like Black Clover, Golden Kamui are the ones that usually seem to be targeted. And we think it's because they show the page, but honestly we can't be entirely sure, because if you look at like they could even just copyright it for the covers if they wanted to, like,
if they truly wanted to. And the scary part about it is that they're going back on older videos and doing, you know, they could be going back on videos made from like 2 years ago and claiming them, and it's like, well, now it's like I have all these videos on my channel and I have no idea which one is potentially the one that has copyrighted material in it, which that makes matters even more worse. That Shueisha,
because like I look at all of my full series reviews, all 44 of them, every single one of them shows pages from the manga, right? Yeah. And I only show like a bit just to like give context to what I'm talking about. It's all in fair use and stuff, but like,
it's for critiquing purposes,
like,
which clearly under YouTube, you know, fair use, it's you know, it's fair.
Yeah, so the whole boycott Viz thing, it's mostly coming from just people not showing off Viz manga in their videos, which I do understand, because like, you don't know if you're going to get claimed or not. Like, if you have a sizable channel, you don't want to lose it all just by accidentally showing Viz manga. But then there's the other part where it's not buying Viz manga, and personally, I don't think that's going to do anything at all. Like, I don't think that not buying Viz manga, like, say a bunch of people stop buying manga, Viz's sales go down. I don't think they're going to be like, hey, we should do something about this copyright stuff. I think it's more likely Shueisha would be like, hey, we're going to stop giving you licenses. And then it hurts everyone, right?
It really is a double-edged sword. I mean, there's no, I don't really have a firm like plan as to what would work the best. I know a lot of people in the community that are YouTubers are for boycotting Viz entirely, which is just not buying anything, period. But the other side that I'm hearing is from people who aren't manga tubers, who are just simply, you know, buyers of series, you know, collectors in general, that are just like, okay, well, this is stupid. Like, we should just still buy manga. You know, they're not getting affected by it, so obviously, you know, they don't care. And because we're such a small community in general, you know, it's difficult.
That's the thing. We're just so helpless in this situation, right? Like, there's really not much we can do. Now Shrug, haven't you like gotten the copy strike before, like a while ago?
I did, and it was for a it was for putting like manga pages on one of my videos, which it wasn't like it. I admit that some parts of it weren't like fully edited, but some of them were pretty edited to a point that it should have been in fair use. And I got mine manually tracked though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking also is that what a lot of comic book YouTubers do, and this might be a good idea, is to just completely blot out the speech bubbles from like the text dialogue while showing the pages.
Right,
so that way you're not showing any general story content. You're just showing artwork at that point, and at that point you're just critiquing artwork.
And now that I think about that, because like in my full series reviews, I usually don't always show off text, it's just the pictures. Because that is a thing. Because like one of the big things that can like make something not fair use, like if you have a content as a means of like where someone, like say if you like do a reaction to a chapter and the entire chapter is in that video, that even if you're commentating stuff, like it can be a way for someone to consume the entire content, so that might not fall under fair use. So the like full reaction videos, like if you cut up a reaction video, it won't be as bad, but still, it's that's why reaction videos are sketchy.
Yeah.
But again, all of those are still up when
it's crazy.
We lost his channel.
It's just, well, not only that, but from what I gathered from all this recent, stuff that's been occurring the past few weeks, Shueisha watches our videos. Now, whether they understand what's going on in the context of our videos, that's that's up for debate. Judging,
it even just seems weird. Like if they do understand, it just seems so weird from a business standpoint. Because say someone comes across this video that's like, "Hey, Black Clover is great. Go buy Black Clover."
Oh, flag it.
Like, I feel like if they understood that, they would be like, "Hey, maybe this is a good thing, and we should leave it up."
I don't know what's going on in Japan, to be honest with you. It's the same business that, and this is kind of going on a tangent, but Nintendo is doing the same was doing the same thing. I mean, with content creators on YouTube not too long ago, still are to this day. They are pretty strict.
It wasn't quite as bad because all they do is monetize the content, so at least they don't strike it. But it's still like,
well, here's the thing too: is
not being able to
monetize. That
it.
was kind of afterwards. So like the plan of monetizing the content of Nintendo videos. Like, before then, they were just flagging outright. They didn't care who was using it. If you were talking, like, oh, Mario Kart 8 is the best game ever, flagged. It's like, it's ridiculous. But, like I said, we're a small community. Our voices cannot reach those of the people in Japan, so I don't know.
We aren't like For Never World and Double Four, so it doesn't matter.
Yep. Speaking of For Neverworld and Double Four, if I can't say his name, the other day I opened up my Twitter and I had like 100 notifications. I'm like, the fuck's going on? Some dude, have you guys ever heard of the Dragon Ball YouTuber Geekdom?
Oh yeah, Geekdom 101. Yeah.
Yeah, so he actually tweeted out my video, which is why I had so many notifications. But then when I looked into his situation, he was pretty much in the same situation as Insidious Sweet. He has 500,000 subscribers, and he got 8 copyright strikes. 8.
Yeah. On
his videos. Now, so I was following what was going on with him, and it seemed like he was just as helpless as we were. And this was a guy, like, for him, like, Insidious Sweet loses his channel, it sucks, but it really isn't the end of the world. But he, like, this was, like, what he does for a living.
Yeah.
And just to see like how this could happen to anyone, like it's not just us that can be affected by this.
Yeah.
Now the thing is though, he does have 500,000 subscribers, and eventually he was able to get in contact with YouTube, and I think he got most of the. He didn't get all the strikes removed, but he got enough where he's not going to lose his channel now.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it must be a lot more stressful for someone like him.
This is going into the argument now of how YouTube is just not a viable platform for a job. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy to think that maybe like 6-7 years ago you could have made decent money and YouTube was an okay company, but if you don't have like merchandise or a Patreon or something else to fall back on, I mean, this is like a living for a lot of people. And
even
I mean,
like the really big YouTubers need to rely on extra sources of income.
This is why I like Mega 64, because they don't even, I mean, they have like what, 250,000 subscribers, you know, they have over 300,000 subs. They obviously don't make their money off of YouTube. They make it from their merchandise, their DVD sales, pretty much everything else that is on the side. Their Twitch streams, which in my opinion Twitch is a better platform for doing, you know, video content if you're a live streamer anyway, because
if you want to make money, then
YouTube siphons 30% of any of your tips that you make from donations, which I find to be ridiculous. Twitch only does, I believe, it's either 4 or 5%. So with every donation that you get, they only siphon a little tiny fraction, you know, just to keep the actual platform going. But I mean,
the thing, but yeah, I don't think you should ever go into YouTube like hoping to make it a career. Like,
but
especially in this community, where as we can see, like
it's unstable.
Lose your channel overnight. Yeah,
it really is. I mean, it's constantly changing. I mean, the thing with law is that that's also changing. And I mean, as far as like in this day and age where everyone is wanting to pop out their phone and record something and
and a lot of people brought this up. I've seen in comments, like Japan, apparently they have different fair use laws, kind of.
Yeah.
So it's like what is so obviously fair use to us, they might not see it that way. But then I saw other people talking. It's like, well, Viz should be the ones like monitoring fair use in like the States and stuff, which that might help.
Yeah.
but another thing, like we're thinking, like we keep hoping Viz does more, and they probably could, but we also don't really know. Like, we don't really know their situation. Like, there's a chance they might not be able to do anything, but like I don't know. And like, I don't know if they'd even be able to tell us much. It's a rough situation.
It really is. I mean, it's...
Because, like, I guarantee, like, the people at Viz who know about our videos, they probably hate that this is happening, too.
But that's my thing, too, is that they're kind of just also quiet on the matter. I mean, they're still tweeting out all their, you know, their funny captions and whatnot, and they're, Dragon Ball
Boruto's
Super
dad.
Volume 4, and Boruto is coming out, Volume 4, buy it, you know.
I know, but again, like, what can they do? Like, they put out a statement. It's like, hey, we're aware of the copyright stuff. But again, that's only speaking to like like only 100 people are gonna care about that.
I get that, but even at the same time, just some empathy, I think, is more or less what I'm even looking for. Just something, you know, something in the terms of, hey, we're sorry that you guys are being affected by this. Is there anything that we can do to, you know, maybe sympathize with you guys? But nope. I mean, they're just kind of quiet on the matter. I mean, like I said, when Insidious tweeted out to them, I mean, they pretty much gave the biggest bare bone response. Just,
like they
sorry,
basically
we
just
have
told
no
him,
control over what's going on, so have fun. Like, that's basically what they said in their tweet, you know? So.
Yeah. Oh, God, what a mess.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly gotta give, like, props to Insidious, because if honestly I had just gotten all that progress lost, I would just give up. I would just... me personally,
honestly, like,
I would just...
it's a huge motivation killer.
Yeah.
I mean...
Giving credit to Insidious Sweet, I mean, he's still trying to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know.
Like, as he hasn't even lost his channel yet, and he started up a new one. He has 1,100 subscribers now, already climbing. He got a new manga haul out.
Yep.
Like, didn't even phase him, but still, I mean... But yeah, for some people, like, if I lost my channel overnight, I probably wouldn't, like, upload anything for a while.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
I would
what
take
the
a
fuck?
huge break from YouTube for a long time. I mean, I hate to see what this channel will be like once I hit 1,000 subs, but, you know, I mean, that's such a small fraction of the YouTube, you know, community.
It's the thing, our community is just so small that they don't care.
Yeah.
And, like, we look at Geekdom again. He was going crazy contacting people for days. He did get a response and the strikes removed, but even him, with 500,000 subscribers, like, he just went days trying to get a response from someone. So, like, what are we supposed to do with, like, only a fraction of his viewership?
That's why we need Code Provider, which, granted, he was going through the same exact thing. Yeah. I mean, when he was uploading.
I remember Chibi Reviews had a thing a while back also.
And I mean, YouTube just pretty much same corporate bullshit. Just pretty much, hey, let's have a bot, just filter out all the messages. Let's give them a pretty generic response to what you should do, and hope for the best. Essentially, just cross your fingers and hope that nothing happens.
And come on, what about Misty Cronexia? He uploads like full episodes or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's sponsored by Crunchyroll, so.
Well,
that's
anyways,
passable.
That was our segue. That was our segue. Edit Beverly Hills into this clip, Gear. All right, perfect, beautiful. So, anyways, that's pretty much the drama that has been ensued in our community for the last 2 weeks in a row now. Glad most of it.
Honestly, and we don't know how much longer it will continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say glad that the
shitty
majority
thing.
of it is over now, but for all I know, this shit can be happening for the next 2 months now. So,
heck, all 3 of our channels could be gone by tomorrow.
Yeah,
so.
Who knows? This might be the last Manga Alert episode. You know,
ever.
Yeah. You might not even get this video on YouTube. We'll have to like put it up on SoundCloud or
what's it called?
iTunes.
Daily Motion. All right, guys, podcast is going to be uploaded now.
We're moving to Daily Motion.
Yeah.
You can watch every single episode of Adventure Time for free.
Oh yeah.
Somehow.
By the way, that ended,
Woo!
didn't it?
Oh,
Recently,
yeah.
Adventure Time. Yeah.
Let's not talk about that. I might get really sad and cry.
Well, we all know that Jake dies at the end of it. You know, that's
True.
Sorry for the spoiler. I did it. Gear, you're gonna have to censor this. Go ahead and censor that.
I did. Don't worry.
Okay, good. All right. Anyways, so I heard that you guys have been reading some new stuff. Promise Neverland.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good so far.
Yeah, I'm about halfway to catching up. I still got a while to go, but. Yeah, because when I first read it, I think it was because I was reading weekly, so like the wait for each chapter, it was kind of just like, eh.
Yeah.
Like, but reading it all together, I think I'm enjoying it a lot more than I used to.
That's the Shonen Hype year. That's basically what happened with One Piece. You get tired of reading weekly chapters after so long.
Yeah.
And then you have to be like, all right, well, you know what? You gotta plant the seed and let it grow. You know.
Yeah.
Don't edit in any shitty fucking memes into this, all right?
Let it grow.
Let it grow. Man, that's an old meme.
Let it grow, let it die. Let it die.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, like most weekly series I find hard to keep up with weekly because it's just you're getting such little content. Monthly is not as bad. Like I can read Attack on Titan monthly because like every chapter is like you get a shitload of content.
It's like 50 pages though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vinland Saga though, oh my god, like y'all know I love Vinland Saga to death, but those
Berserk
waiting monthly for those chapters is brutal because they're like 20-30 pages. Usually they're 20.
How do you think it feels to be a Vagabond fan?
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
How do you think it feels to know that your series will never get an ending?
You know, that sounds like a personal problem if you're asking me.
You know what, Shrug? I don't want to hear that fucking mouth of yours say that ever again. Anyway, censor that, Gear. Anyways, moving on to the next segment. Let's talk about manga, because this is the Manga Alert podcast.
That's
so let's
true.
talk about some stuff that we're reading currently. So Gear said Promised Neverland. What am I reading? Well, guess what, boys? I have finished my Phoenix collection. That is right.
What?
The Unholy, Volume 10, that was plaguing my collection for so long. I
can't brag about owning Volume 10 anymore?
Nope. No more.
Shit.
No more shame in the Twitter comments. No more shame in the collection halls. No more shame. I know your name. Theme song.
Behind, oh no, don't put your foot in there, guy. Y'all tried that before and you know it didn't turn out right. Big shell, go inside, look around, it seems alright. Frog jumps out and balls a tiger, throwing down potions for food and fire.
Anyways, so I paid a good price for Volume 10.
How much was it, though?
How good?
I will say it was a very generous amount.
Was it as good as $8 in the bargain bin?
Fuck no. The day I find Phoenix Volume 10 in the bargain bin is the day that I die, okay? Never gonna happen.
You're not answering our question.
Unless I go to Canada and I go into a comic book shop, I will not find the complete set of Buddha Phoenix, all aligned in a pentagram formation
Black
on the
Jack
floor
hardcovers.
for $5. Okay? But anyways, what am I currently reading? I'm finishing up Phoenix. I'm finishing where I left off, which was Civil War. It sucks. It's the worst arc
best
by
part.
far.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? Volume 9 might be my favorite volume. It's
Volume
fucking
9's
weird.
so good.
It's weird as shit. But you know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
The stories that are told, which it's in two short stories, both very good,
Oh, yeah.
interesting. I look forward to Sun and completing Phoenix. Hopefully, it has a pretty decent conclusion for the most part. Seeing
Yeah,
as it
it's
got
not. It's
canceled
not like
because
it doesn't
of, you
end
know,
like on a cliffhanger or anything. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyways, Shrug, have you read
Phoenix.
Phoenix yet?
I actually haven't touched any of my Phoenix yet.
You need to read it.
probably 'cause
Future, I think. Future is one of the best volumes.
It's because I own.
And you can get it pretty cheap.
It's because I own Volume 2, so.
Oh well, hey, perfect. Just read that. You don't need to read Volume 1.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
well,
thing
it
you
kind
need
of
to note,
helps if you
Shrug-
read Volume 1 because of the ending of 2, but whatever.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing though with Tezuka work. Okay, if it's not a series like Buddha or let's see, Mysterious Underground Men, Book of Human Insects, where it's just one story, one big bulk story. Phoenix is episodic. Everything that happens in it might be linked to each other, but every story is its own thing.
Yeah. Like, I do think it helps if you read it all, but you don't have to.
Yep, exactly.
Like, you can skip Civil War.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't need your Civil War. Go ahead and edit that in here. Civil War in the background. Don't want to get copyrighted claimed from it,
So
but
censor
it's okay.
it.
And I will be
Beautiful.
starting Monster
Oh,
this week.
beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Urasawa.
Excited. People can finally shut up about it in my comments.
But Pluto's better.
Monster! Me.
Pluto is better.
Once I read Monster, 20th Century Boys, and Vagabond, I think I'll have shut everyone up.
You'll finally tackle all the normies, all
Yeah.
the popular fandoms that have plagued the internet. Vagabond fans are the chillest fans you'll ever meet because they usually they know it's so good
Yeah.
that they don't need to defend the fact that it is good. You just need to read it.
Yeah, they're not as bad as the Berserk crowd. Holy shit.
I mean, if you're not forever alone and you're constantly shitting on people's opinions and basically calling everybody out for not liking Dragon Ball Super, I don't know what to say.
I was thinking about, because I was talking with Blair the other day.
Oh,
He's
boy!
like,
Haven't heard
He's
of
like,
that in a
Gear,
while.
have you reviewed Dragon Ball? I'm like, yeah, but it was 3 years ago. But it got me thinking. I kind of want to go back and redo some of my really old reviews.
Yeah. Do like a
'Cause-
revisit, do like George Lucas and edit in like special effects and CGI. You should
Yeah.
do that, Gear.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Release the Gear HD collection where you just add in like Jar Jar Binks or Shrug Shot First in Return of the Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Well, no, because I look back at some of my old reviews. Like, some of them I still agree with, like the Full Metal Alchemist one.
Yeah,
But,
well, I think we can all agree on that. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we pretty much
Eh.
revisited that in the podcast. So for anyone
Yeah.
who watches Manga Alert, we talk about some of our past series that we reviewed and give them our thoughts still. So,
But I was thinking Dragon Ball, because we haven't done the podcast on that yet. But I was thinking I could
definitely.
maybe reread that and review it, because it's been so long since I've read it.
Yeah.
Eh.
Well,
Also
Shrug-
Bakuman, because I think I was
Ugh.
a little
Ugh.
far too extremely positive. I mean, I still really like the series, but I feel like if I went back to it, I wouldn't like it. Like, I gave
You're
it a
not a
10 out of 10.
feminist if
Wait,
you support
wait,
Bakuman.
Oh, Bakuman.
Like, I gave it a 10 out of 10, right?
Ugh.
And even looking back, I'm like, okay, that series was good, but it wasn't a 10 out of 10. Come on now.
Trust me, if you gave Bleach's ending shit and you gave it a 3 out of 10 for
Yeah, that's the thing. I think
quality,
back at Bakuman's ending, I'm like, yeah, that was kind of stupid.
yeah, like
Why
the
did I
ending
think
was
this
one of the dumbest wrap-ups I have ever seen. Like, hey, hi, I haven't talked to you in like 10 years. Let's get married. Okay, all right.
Well,
the end.
that's like the whole series.
Hey,
pretty much.
spoilers!
Yeah.
Haven't read Bakuman. I was looking forward to that.
Oh.
Oh.
That's not really a story or a spoiler. You just assume
It's
it
not really a
happens.
story, exactly. It's
Yeah.
shit. That's
I
how
mean,
bad it is.
No,
Alright, I can.
My worst part, my least favorite thing about, like, near the end of the series, not the very ending, but near the end, like, their rival, he, like, starts his own, like, he buys out this, like, company building and hires, like, 100 people to write a manga.
Yeah, and write, like, just one manga.
Just to compete. And because it was 100 people's different stories, it was absolutely shit. And I'm like, what was the point of this?
Bakuman.
But I do like the series overall.
To be honest with you, I skimmed over most of Bakuman. I think I read like maybe 10 volumes worth of the series, and then afterwards I just quit. Couldn't read anymore. Decided to give it like one last chance when it was releasing chapters still. Read the last 2 volumes, thought it was garbage, horrible, and disgusting. You know, to be honest with you, the whole series probably could have been wrapped up in 10 volumes. I mean, the whole concept was simply just 2 guys wanting to just make a manga and become popular and to become Hokage. That's all they wanted.
And because each volume is so wordy, like, a lot happens in, like, 10 volumes. Like, I now that you, like, I do think they could have wrapped it up a bit quicker.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Not only that, but I think more or less the hate for Bakuman and the Death Note writer, like, just everyone hates him in the community now.
Yeah, weird. I can see why.
Yeah, you know, but
Platinum Man kind of screwed him over.
Yeah. Well, you know, his anti-feminine manga, you know.
Yeah, I don't
treat all your women like shit is basically the message. You guys, wait, gotta censor that out, Gear. Censor that.
I mean, now that I think, like, there really aren't very many good female characters in their stuff. But.
No, there aren't. Especially because in Bakuman, the girl is like, hey, I just want to sing, I'd be a singer and be good, but I suck.
And the other guy's girlfriend, she's just, like, there the whole time.
Yeah.
And then you have Misa, who...
oh, gosh!
Oh, yeah. Misa. Hey, Light. I mean,
I
liked her in
Light.
the story because, like, she was meant
eyes.
to be there for Light to use her as a pawn, but, yeah.
Essentially. She's basically just a plot device.
Platinum and yikes.
And, oh god, that's gonna be.
I always associate. Okay, the final series they draw in Platinum Man, or not Platinum. Fuck, Bakuman. Like the 2 of them draw like as their magnum opus. It always reminds me of It always reminds me of Platinum End. Like I feel like they were planning Platinum End to be like their magnum opus.
Dang.
Or something.
Yeah.
Dude,
But I feel like they tried too hard and then it just sucked.
The biggest controversy that I've had in my videos is so when I released my collection video, I put like all the series that I like didn't really find that good or I haven't gotten into yet. Well, I put Death Note on there and like some kids went nuts in the comments and I they were writing me like paragraphs in the comments.
That one bit I did in my collection video 2 years ago where I threw Fairy Tail in the garbage can, that gave me like 20 dislikes on my video. So be very careful with what you do in your YouTube videos.
And then I also had Berserk in there, and so like I guess no listen. I guess I didn't make it clear, but I've read the first chapter of Berserk and I haven't gotten into it. But I put it in there.
It's like the worst. And the first 3 volumes are like the worst thing in existence.
But it was just like, but I was sitting there and I like explained it to them, and I said it in the video, and they were just like, kids went nuts. Also and I said that I didn't want to buy Tokyo Ghoul Re. Because I didn't like how it was just like a separate title, because it kind of like tricked people into believing that it was like a separate series or something different, when in all reality it was just like a Dragon Ball Z type deal of where it was just a continuation, and I wasn't gonna buy any more of it because I'd already reviewed the whole thing. So I said in my video that I'm not gonna buy any more Tokyo Ghoul, just because it's a different name and it's just a scam and just like a trick, and I didn't like that.
I don't know how Apollo's going to feel about that. He's going to be very disappointed.
That is like
the best series of all time, you know?
That is like the biggest controversy in that video entirely. I've scrolled through I've had to like reply to people like so much, and I was explaining it. I said the same thing as I said here, as I've said in the comments, and it's just rough.
Who's ready for Descendants 3, guys?
Woo!
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, sure. Her dad's getting revealed.
Good quality.
Oh my God.
Good quality content by Disney Channel.
But yeah, no, back to the controversies in the comments. Like, people will always find something. Like, there will always be someone pissed off. Like, in my older videos where I would, like, was cringy and I would call, like, One Piece perfect, I would get, like, paragraphs about, like, why One Piece is terrible.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, yeah, One Piece has its flaws, but overall I enjoy it. It's pretty good. Then I get, like, paragraphs on why One Piece is a perfect masterpiece. Like, you can't win.
I'm really surprised that, like, I just got through, like, reading Soul Eater, obviously, because I took a heck of a long time to get that video out. But I'm honestly surprised that, like, nobody has said anything to me about it, and I'm just, it's just surprising to me.
Huh.
Yep. I mean, as far as, like, I don't think we generate enough, as much as I'd love to, get, like, 1,000 views at least on one of these videos. Like, we don't generate too much comments. You know, for the most part, a lot of the people in our comment section agree with our opinions.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I uploaded my Berserk video, or not, fuck, I can't do names today. I uploaded up my Bleach review, and I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna get, like, half dislikes, a bunch of people upset. But everyone was like, yeah, no, you're right. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I think just what it is, like, eventually all the people who watch you get used to your opinions.
Yeah.
And, like, if they don't like you, they'll just leave.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, you get all the people who subscribe to you that like your content.
Yeah, and I don't usually get, like, hate comments unless a video, like, has a few thousand views, because by then it's, like, showing up in recommended feeds and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, more people are finding it that way. But, yeah. Still waiting for James Hansen to
respond to your Bleach review.
Apollo tweeted it out to him,
yeah.
And I'm like, you know, of all the people who would make an hour-long response,
but
it would probably be
has
him.
failed to realize that he has pretty much privated his Twitter, so unless you're following him or he's following you, you can't see anything that he tweets out.
God damn it.
So, unless he's unaware that his account is locked, I don't know. Anyways. Apollo's another can of worms.
I mean, I don't have a problem with James Hansen, but I just think it's curious how he uploaded a 50-minute video on Ichigo's character development.
Yeah, Ichigo has some solid character development, alright. My god.
I mean, even if you, like, pull...
I can't even defend that, and as far as I'm aware, I'm one of the few people in this community, maybe Insidious Suite also, that have pretty much every single Bleach volume. And that is not in a box set form. I've been collecting the series since, like, 2009. I mean, hey, I've been buying a volume every single month that the series has been releasing or dropping a volume, so...
Yeah, I respect Viz for not changing the logos on the final volumes.
Yeah.
That would have been a dick move.
To be... You know what? Did they change One Piece?
They probably will. I think the only reason they didn't change Bleach is because it was about to end.
I think out of respect for the big three, I think they should just keep it normal, because they've all had the same spines. Well, One Piece, actually, never mind. One Piece has not had the same spines.
The older ones had the old spines.
I have the garbage misfortune of owning the East Blue and Baroque Work stories, but not having the spines with the names on the sides, so I have the old Viz logo, followed by shining gold numbers and then the spines from the original prints, because that's when I started collecting manga. So, you know, when Borders was going under, you know, that's what they had. So had to buy do they still print the older volumes with the stickers in them?
I don't think so.
No, they don't. See, that's I have the during the Water 7 arc, that's when they had the wanted posters and the Skypiea volume that was sealed.
Yeah,
they had,
because
they had it was a Luffy sticker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, when I got half of my One Piece, like, I think I got Skypiea all the way up to like Fishman Island used, and like when I was reading through like Skypiea and those, like there were all these sticker pages with all the stickers torn out. I'm like, aw.
Viz, I guess, did a contest where it was like win a trip to Japan and like $25,000. So like I have volumes in my collection. I think on my Shaman King volume, like volume 18, I have like a sticker where it's like, I guess if you bought the Shonen Jump magazine, you would put the sticker in the magazine, send it off to Shonen Jump, and then they would like put you in a raffle or something. So
that's funny.
Interesting point in history when Viz was so desperate to get some notoriety that they had to do that.
Now they just copyright claim all of our videos.
Yeah, good times. You could say it's adventure time.
Come on, grab your friends. We'll go
to very distant lands.
Jake
your dog.
Jake, your mom, and Finn, your mom.
Beth. The fun
That
times
prince is
never
dead.
end. It's adventure time. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
When's Tokyo Pop gonna release that Adventure Time manga?
Oh, I hope soon. You know what my favorite Tokyo Pop manga is? The Drake and Josh manga. That
Heck
was
yeah.
amazing.
The Descendants manga. Come on. We gotta all
Descendants.
Get
I
that.
don't know. That to me is just a bunch of fan service.
Have you ever seen Descendants? It's beautiful.
I have not, but I have heard
Alright.
enough about it to basically create my own fan theories about it.
For those who don't know, Descendants, it's about the descendants of all the Disney villains going to high school, and it's directed by the same guy who did all 3 High School Musical movies.
Ugh.
It's like the most awkward Kingdom Hearts movie ever.
Come on, Troy, we have to make it to the basketball game.
Yeah, so but they're struggling because it's like their parents are evil, like, but they go to like the school of the people who are descendants of the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think the main girl is the daughter of Maleficent.
Yeah.
And she falls in love with the daughter of Belle and the Beast.
God.
Wait, the daughter or
Or
the son?
The son.
That just
Yeah.
seemed like a
Um,
Disney move.
You know what? I really hope in the new Kingdom Hearts game they make it into the Space Jam universe. You know, because nothing
Heck
beats
yeah.
that. Mighty
mean,
Ducks. That's a
Looney
universe they need
Tunes
to
isn't
tackle.
Disney, but they appeared next to Mickey Mouse and Roger Rabbit.
And what about
So-
Beethoven?
True.
Let's not
I've
forget.
actually been playing through all the Kingdom Hearts games before the
Ew,
new one
gross.
comes out.
Normie.
And no, listen, Chain of Memories is just an awful
Garbage.
experience, and I. Woo! It's
Is that the PSP one?
no,
it's
it's
the-
the one
it's
with
the
the
card game.
cards, and it's awful.
It got released on the Game Boy, and I think
And
Oh.
well,
PS2.
dedication, like, honestly, like, props to Square Enix. When 1.5 and 2.5 came out, they ported Chain of Memories. They made an entire new, like, they made it all in CG and stuff, and that was great. And then they made entirely new cutscenes, voice acting. It's just
Yeah.
like props to them for doing that. The game still sucks, and it's really hard to get through,
Yeah.
but props to them.
To be honest, it's so difficult for me to play through a Kingdom Hearts game now because the voice acting is the most infuriating thing ever. It is so corny and hokey that I can't manage to play through it again. And I understand this. So from when I played Kingdom Hearts when it first came out, I was like, 6 when it came out? So, you know, of course I'm going to think it's a cool, edgy game when you got Mickey Mouse going, "Oh, the Dark Lord! Oh, oh." You know, it's like...
The Heartless!
I don't know how anyone can get a
Damn.
kick out of Kingdom Hearts now. You know, it's like...
Oh my god. Make a T-rated Kingdom Hearts where Mickey Mouse says damn.
Mickey Mouse goes full Shadow the Hedgehog. Where's the damn 4th Chaos Emerald? Fucking hate that game, dude.
Get the Keyblade, Sora!
Oh my god.
Where you have Organization Akatsuki going, we gotta take the hearts of all the good people
Yeah.
and ruin them.
Those E3 trailers certainly didn't help Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
With the sound mixing.
Oh my
Holy
god,
shit.
dude. Whoever was in charge of that E3 event needs to get fired. Like, they literally...
They played...
Oh, sorry,
like-
guys.
like
We forgot
th-
to put the soundtrack in the background. We just had it on mono
And they
speaker
showed
the
the
whole
same
time.
trailer at like 3 different conferences and they didn't change it. They didn't fix it.
I think Square had probably the worst E3 press conference. Compared to EA,
was
I think
so-
EA gave them a run for their money, okay? Because they always do. They give every conference a run
Oh,
for their
EA,
money.
EA's always the worst.
If
But
you don't like it, don't buy it. Because, you know...
honestly, I don't know if I'm in the minority or not, but I honestly felt like Microsoft had the best one.
Yeah. Well, Sony
they
between Sony literally having their convention in 2 separate buildings, having
that
them
was so
go into
fucking
one
bad.
and then going into
was so
another
bad.
in like 100-degree weather, okay?
And again, every game they showed off, Sony showed off, we already knew about.
Like they showed Spider-Man off for the 4th time in a row.
I know.
Like great game, but like I don't want to see it
Yeah.
again because I know it's coming out.
I know.
You know?
And here's the thing I hate about it, because I'm playing through Spider-Man now. I love it. It's fantastic. But I know one of the biggest moments in the game hasn't happened yet, but I know all about it because they played through it at E3.
Yep.
Because like, oh god.
And then the Last of Us gameplay trailer, that was just brutal. I mean, I couldn't even sit through it because it was just no gameplay. It was just a fucking cutscene for like an hour. If I want to go sit and watch cutscenes, I'll go play Metal Gear Solid 4. Okay, that has a lot of cutscenes in it.
True.
But anyways,
The thing with I'm excited for Last of Us, but the gameplay they showed off really wasn't much different from the first
just
one.
looks
like
like a next gen Last of Us. Like it looks like
it just
it's
had better animations,
better
and it was like the
graphics,
same thing.
And
like, why? Where are the zombies at?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Hang on, they're not zombies. Gear, they're not
oh,
zombies.
sorry.
They're walkers.
Whoa, we're tackling too many universes here, guys. Way too many. Anyways, yeah, E3 was kind of brutal this year. I think Nintendo definitely had like the best 10-minute press conference. Hey guys, here's Smash. Here's another game that you'll not buy.
That's the only reason why I actually watching Nintendo's thing was.
Yeah, that's what, like, I love Nintendo's presentation, but like at the end of the day, it was basically just like 10 minutes of filler and then Smash.
Yep, pretty much.
Although we did get the gem where Reggie's like, I can't wait to hop off the battle bus and meet you all on the battlefield in Fortnite.
Dude, I absolutely lost it when he said that. I was cracking up for like hours about that.
Yeah. Remember,
Oh my
if the
God.
game isn't fun, why bother?
Yeah.
Papa
But yeah,
Reggie.
but like with Microsoft, I still didn't give me any good reason to get an Xbox, but they just showed off a ton of cool looking games.
One of my
so I'm
favorite
like,
videos on
alright.
Twitter in the past week is some guy on Twitter pointing at his Xbox and saying, has the hashtag of Spider-Man, and he's like, what the fuck? I have nothing on this. I can't play anything.
I like the one where it's like this guy was like, oh, it turns on his Xbox. He's like, oh shit, Spider-Man's out, and then he like loads up like Lego.
Oh,
Marvel.
yeah, it's like Lego Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like swinging through the air super slowly.
Again, Xbox is just, I think their platform is just PC at this point. I mean, they just do not care about their gaming
thing is,
platform.
They're doing a bunch of great stuff. Like they have Game Pass, which is a great deal. They have
Yeah.
backwards compatibility. But it's just like, why?
I think in terms of a multi-platform console where you have third-party developers developing for multiple systems, that's great. You know, obviously, like Xbox One spec-wise is better than PS4. I mean, they have certain.
Well, the Pro version,
at least
anyway.
at least in terms of like the regular version, you know.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they have 4K playback, which Sony, who owns
Sony has
Blu-ray,
fake 4K.
no, but they don't have 4K playback, not even on the Pro.
Yeah, it's fake
It's
4K.
it's just It's just standard 1080p Blu-ray, not 4K.
Like, I feel like if Xbox like just had the games, they could definitely be up there. But
I think, well, see, that's their problem, is that they don't want to focus on third party. They don't want to, or rather, first party developers. They want to.
and like they're acquiring and opening up all these new studios, and I'm sure in like 3 to 4 years we're gonna have like a shitload of great games coming out from them. But like they're also gonna be on PC.
Well, Gears of War Pop Edition is going to be Xbox.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
I mean, it was like the whole crowd was like dead silent, and like there was no claps during the whole entire trailer. It was pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah.
And even
then
when
they did like a mobile game or something afterwards.
yeah, well that's what it is. The Gears of War Pop or whatever. It's going to be on Xbox and on mobile apparently. So
if that was the only thing they showed off, I would have lost my mind.
But I was laughing when you mentioning the Kingdom Hearts trailer. Is that they played the trailer? You know, and this is a big moment for Microsoft fans because this is the first Kingdom Hearts game on Xbox. And the whole crowd was just like, duh, where's Call of Duty? Like, the whole time. And the trailer was terrible, but I was expecting at least somewhat of a reaction by the crowd over Kingdom Hearts. But,
that was great. And Todd Howard came out. He's like, hey guys, West Virginia.
Yeah. Fallout 76.
Before
buy our game.
Oh,
Also,
man,
Elder Scrolls Online DLC dropping soon.
No, but the Microsoft comments that was like the blissful 24 hours where we weren't sure that 76 was a multiplayer game. So
yeah,
for like a day, I had fantasies of this like huge map in the single player game, but nope.
Fallout.
I feel like that
76.
game's gonna be such a mess.
It's gonna be like Elder Scrolls Online. It's gonna be terrible.
Man, I'm just super excited to get back into Smash again. I sold my Wii U to get a Switch, and now I'm at a loss because I haven't played Smash Brothers in so long.
I mean, there's literally no point to owning a Wii U now. Like,
the fact that they're still publishing games on the 3DS, I mean, is a testament to how much of a failure the Wii U was.
Yeah, like I think, like I mean, Smash is coming out. I think like the only significant huge huge in quotes, but like the only big Wii U game that's not on Switch or doesn't have a better sequel is like Mario Maker.
Yeah.
I really can't think of any, like maybe Pikmin 3, but that's also that's getting a sequel on Switch too.
No. I'd probably say that's accurate. Just Mario.
Just Dance
Maker.
2019. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, you right.
Like Donkey Kong, Bayonetta, that's all out. Smash is coming. Splatoon.
Yeah.
Like Mario Kart.
I mean, Switch has pretty much taken all the dead games that were popular on Switch and
not to mention
Wii
they got
U
like
and putting them on Switch.
Not to mention they got like Mario and Zelda having like two of their best games in the series critically, and they got put as like starter games on the console. So let's just put that out there.
Pretty
it's
good
a testament
first year
when
in terms of
the Sega Saturn and the Sega Dreamcast sold more units than the Wii U.
God. Wii U, such a mess. I mean, and the other thing, the Zelda HD versions, but I could definitely see them coming to Switch.
Yeah. Where's Twilight Princess, the abridged HD remake?
Oh yeah, with those delightful 2005 textures.
Where's
personally, personally, I would like of course, like an Ocarina of Time on Switch, just because I've never gotten to play it.
What?
You've had like
never played
10
Ocarina of
platforms
Time?
to play Ocarina of Time.
It's not the point.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you don't want to play Ocarina of Time?
I do want to.
N64 controller. That's how I played it.
I mean, true. It's not the same.
It is the
But,
same.
3D version is pretty good.
But I would honestly like it if they redid like some of the older Zelda games, like Link's Awakening and
Zelda 2.
in like
what
the
a great
style
game.
of Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, like kind of like that, but it's like on the Switch.
I don't think 2D Zelda is dead. In fact, I think it's likely that the next Zelda game will be sort of like Link Between Worlds, because like they're a lot cheaper and take less time to make, but they can also still be really, really good. So
also, Oracle of Ages and Seasons would be great.
Yeah. It would be really cool to see those games like remade in a updated style.
But see, Capcom made those games.
Right.
And Capcom is a dead company.
That is true.
Well, there's Devil May Cry 5.
To be honest with you guys, I think Capcom has come around. They finally realized that they cannot make pachinko machines like Konami. So they have to go back to
How
what
long do
they
you
can
think
do
it'll
best,
take
and that is
before?
make video
How long do you
games.
think it'll take before EA comes around?
Yeah. Oh well.
I've
EA
been hearing
EA
kind
made
of-
good games from the start.
Okay, true.
Did you not play Harry Potter Quidditch Cup on the PS2?
Like, yeah, EA is such like apparently like people like the beta for Battlefield 5 sucks. So
Yeah. Well, it got delayed,
that-
right? The game.
yeah, the game got delayed, and then everyone's just upset with it in general. There was the whole Battlefront thing. Anthem. Ugh.
I want Anthem to be good
What's beautiful?
so much, but it's just I just know who's behind it, and I'm scared.
What about Cyberpunk 2077?
Oh man.
I can't wait to blow up people's limbs and decapitate people in
Woo!
glorious 4K
Cyberpunk look-
and running at a solid 60 frames per second.
Yeah, that game is never coming to PS4
Yeah.
and Xbox One.
Well, it will. It'll just be in super
yeah,
low, like
it'll be
30
like a really
frames per
shitty
second,
version.
like 780.
Yeah. 5-minute load
Yeah.
times.
Unless
I mean, like Witcher 3 is like my favorite game, but it could just barely, like my PS4 could barely handle it. Like Like, it would, like, just... It would struggle. It was mostly 30 frames per second, but it would struggle sometimes. Yeah. And, like, the load times when you're loading a new map would take, like, 5 minutes. So... But,
wonderful.
Yeah, so Cyberpunk on PS4.
PS5 coming out soon, confirmed. Manga Alert Podcast 2018. Don't forget to
now, if
set
Cyberpunk was a PS5 launch title, then game over. I'd buy that. I'd buy that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of first-person shooters, to be honest with y'all. But
yeah, I'm more excited because it's a CD Projekt Red game than the fact that it's a shooter.
I'm more or less looking forward to Switch and Nintendo to see if they can get some solid JRPGs thrown on that thing, because let me tell you, if I can go take that thing on the go and play some RPGs, you got my wallet.
Isn't Dragon Quest 11 coming?
So we got Tales of Vesperia, which is going to be on both PS4 and Switch. We have the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles HD remake coming out on both the Switch and the PS4. Goes to show how much Xbox sucks and how they're not going to be getting any of this stuff. Just a lot of stuff is coming out for the Switch, and I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see.
Oh yeah.
Of course, right now it's like collecting dust because I haven't touched.
And the fact that, like, it really seems like we're gonna get like more, like, simultaneous releases with the Switch now, because I think developers have had time now to be like, oh, Switch sells really well. So when we make our third-party games, let's release simultaneously. Like a big thing like Doom Eternal will be at Switch at launch, which is pretty nuts.
Man, I can't wait to download Doom over Wi-Fi and have it clock in at 30 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Like, I doubt I'd play Doom on the Switch, but I still think it's cool.
Apparently there are people who legit take Doom on the go, but they have to have like a Wi-Fi hotspot to like play it portable. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. I do think it's cool they were able to get it to run that in Wolfenstein. Like, I looked up footage from it. It doesn't look as good as PS4 or whatever, or PC, but like, it's actually really impressive that they were able to make it playable on that thing. But, yeah. Makes you wonder like what other games they could get to run on the Switch, but they're probably too lazy.
Truly does. All right, folks. We are at that time of the night where it is time to move into the aftercast. This is a segment where we spend... Even
though the last 20 minutes would usually be aftercast stuff.
To be honest with you, this has become video game alert in like the last 20 minutes. So, anyways, this is the segment where we talk about other shit that's going on in the community for 5 minutes or so. So, we were talking about what games we're playing. Spider-Man dropped. Everyone's loving it. Critics love it.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the biggest Insomniac releases in the past decade, probably.
Tomb Raider, however...
Colossal failure.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's probably not going to sell well, but it's actually... It hasn't been getting bad reviews, but they have been significantly lower than the others.
Well, this one seemed rushed to me. I feel like a Tomb Raider game just came out, like,
also,
what, two years ago?
Yeah, also, this is a different developer, because Crystal Dynamics did the other two, and they're working on Avengers now, so...
What?
Yeah.
Avengers? Like the movie series?
No, the Avengers game.
What? Oh yeah, the Avengers project?
Yeah. Well,
is it set in the Spider-Man universe that Insomniac
I think
created?
It will be, honestly. Because even though it's different developers and publishers, like because there are so many references to the Avengers in Spider-Man, and like they're setting up so much shit for a sequel.
I hope we get a Stan Lee cameo.
Also, they're using this new logo on their merchandise called the Marvel Gamerverse. So I'm pretty sure they're setting up like an MCU type thing with the games.
Yeah. Wait, isn't
which could be pretty cool because I really like the Spider-Man story in the game.
I thought Square Enix is doing the Avengers game.
Yeah, but Crystal Dynamics is the developer.
Oh, okay.
So Square is just licensing it, okay, and then Crystal is publishing it because they're the developers for it. So they're creating the actual game, where Square is letting them,
No,
because if you climb of licensing and whatnot.
If you climb Avengers Tower in Spider-Man, Peter is like, "Wow, I wonder where the Avengers are now. They're probably somewhere on the West Coast." And that's where Crystal Dynamics is. So
Funny. All right, folks. I think that'll do it for tonight. Thank you all for joining us on Manga Alert.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next week, where we will talk about a manga, an actual manga series. We're not going to reveal what that is, though.
Noah's Notes. What?
What? Censor. Good night.
Night. See you guys.
Goodbye.
You know you should have stayed and fought that sexy vampire lady. But Jake was feeling terrified. He was super scared of her vampire bite, which is understandable, because vampires are really powerful. They're unreasonable and burnt out on dealing with mortals.